Yeah, we're talking about the fall animes. Enjoy. Before we talk about the current fall season, let's go back a few cycles, or a lot of cycles, to 2017, probably one of the biggest years of the last decade. That year was really big looking back on it now. The Switch dropped, still a ass system by the way, 5 years later. It's like one tier above mobile gaming. Like if I was trying to play Dark Souls, and I still don't know why they put it on the Switch out of everything. That shit will burn the fuck out of my hands. I don't want to be the guy to spec shame a system, but it's ass. I'm just gonna be honest, it's dog shit. I thought it would have something to redeem itself, but it doesn't. All of this does not equal this. It just doesn't make sense. If you bought a Switch, you're an idiot. I'm sorry, it's just the truth. I used to question why the Switch had no good games. Like only had one or two good ones, and then the rest was just some random bullshit nobody cares about. But now that I'm really looking at it, it's not that they don't want to, they can't. And that was really random. I don't know why. I mean, I put it in the script, but I have no clue why I went that deep on the Switch. Apologies to any Switch enthusiasts, because what I said was probably mostly true. But yeah, 2017, Cuphead dropped, and also making a name for itself. PUBG made the whole Battle Royale genre. The iPhone 10 came out, Trump became president. My friend was crying the day after he got elected, because he thought he was gonna get deported. That shit was kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie. But all around, 2017 had a lot of stuff going on. And that's including anime, obviously. Made in Abyss, Attack on Titan, Transylvania, Konosuba Season 2, Boruto came out in 2017, Tanya the Evil, Blue Exorcist came back as well, Casper the Elite, this, I don't know what the fuck this is, but it came out in 2017. A lot of heavyweights were coming back, or just making their first appearance in 2017 with the adaptation. I got really lucky, to be honest. Out of the last few years, I really couldn't pick a better time to really get into watching anime seasonally. The first season I was actively watching that year was also fall, coincidentally. Yeah, that's a word. Also a pretty good season, by the way. Food Wars was still in its peak. Magus Bride came out, but I can't really remember anything about it. But I think it was probably good. Inuyashiki made an anime about the most sane One Piece fan. This shit was made to be a meme. I don't know anything about it. And it was cool to dick ride Black Clover back then. Black Clover sucks. Part 104. Black Clover still sucks. Slandering Black Clover. Only casuals think Black Clover is good. Black Clover sucks. The new problem child of shonen. Black Clover sucks. Only idiots like Black Clover. The Black Clover manga is still trash. Black Clover getting cancelled soon. Also, my balls itch. This guy seems pretty reasonable. My recommendation is Yoka Jiro sucks.
If it's possible for me to get the most dislikes in YouTube history, please make it fucking happen, Black Clover fanboys. It makes me feel fucking good inside every time I get a notification of one of you bitching about something I said about your show and you have nothing to say about it.
This guy wasn't kidding. He's been going strong 2 years. It's not even a trend anymore. He really just doesn't fuck with Black Clover at all. Didn't you make a video of dick riding with a girlfriend? Shut up. I had no clue why Black Clover was getting so much hate. I thought it was really good when I first saw it, like peak unironically. Looking back at it now, I might have overestimated it a little bit, but it was still pretty good, you know, it wasn't that bad, guys. People kept mentioning the yelling, but honestly, you could barely notice it. At least me personally. It wasn't that bad, from what I remember. I can barely notice it, it's fine, guys. Now in 2022, anime has gone through 5 cycles since then. The whole landscape is different now. All the shows I named are either already done, or they stayed around long enough to become the villain. It kinda happened out of nowhere too. Not even that long ago, My Hero was that new show everybody either was into or hated, and Seven Deadly Sins had a good reputation still. Bleach is standing out a lot this season, for reasons besides it being one of the big 3. Every other show that was close to its era is already done. like a long time ago. Bleach is that guy who's always late to meet up, and he sends you a text he's gonna be late, but you're already laying in your bed 5 hours later. You can feel the age gap between Bleach and everything else coming out right now, especially when you're seeing all of them back to back on a weekly basis. Bleach comes out on Mondays and Chainsaw Man on Tuesdays, so you end up comparing a veteran heavyweight to a recent one directly. I'm using a lot of analogies here, but Bleach is like McDonald's. It has a very specific taste to it, but that's what you're looking for. It's comfortable. You can go to it whenever and get exactly what you expect. It's supposed to be a golden standard. Chainsaw Man is also like McDonald's, but instead it's in one of those shorts where they turn your Filet-O-Fish into souffle. A series like Chainsaw Man or Don to Don, it's like what Shonen was known for, and then put on a twist of its own to make it a whole other thing from Bleach or any of the older series. But it's still good shonen, it's just more refreshing. It's something you didn't know you wanted initially. Shows like that are the seinenized shonen. They're like a hybrid. They all have a weird concept, the kind you only see in random seinen, but they still have something shonen-y about them. Chainsaw Man still has a main trio cast. That shit is hella common in shonen, where most of them get closer after doing a hard mission. But instead of doing that delicate character development, Fujimoto did team building with a side quest to feel some titties. The new meta for the market is gonna be all the weird shit breaking the mold for what was acceptable the last few years. Even the sports genre, that's usually to itself, is making noise with the Blue Lock anime. It might be a placebo, but I didn't see anybody playing soccer around me until like last month. Fujimoto really was the spark to get the ball rolling. He had 3 assistants who broke off to make their own manga. Some of them you might have heard of: Spy X Family, Don to Don, Hell's Paradise, and each of them are making their own mark in the new landscape, and all of them are getting their own animes. Spy X Family being the most popular anime of the year wasn't luck. It's cause it's weird, in a good way. That's one of the few animes where everything's a parody, and it's making fun of itself the whole time. But you could also be halfway into an episode, and it could get really serious out of nowhere, without feeling forced. And making that switch whenever it wants. It's actually scary how good it is at switching between funny, comedy, and actual terrorism. The only other show I know that has what Spy X Family can offer is Gintama, and that's the greatest of all time kind of anime, for most people who have seen it. That's why people have hope Berserk could get a new anime. The official website's having a countdown right now. I mean, a Berserk anime would do good no matter what, no matter the time of year they drop it. Cause I mean, it's Berserk. But right now it's the best time it's ever been for that to happen. Villain Saga already kinda opened the gates for shows like that. It still managed to do good even with a huge ass handicap. Like enough to kill it off, even if it was good, which it is. I don't know anybody who uses Amazon Video. Bezos either paid a fuck ton to its studio, or their animes must have not been hidden that year, to willingly take a contract to lock their anime on Bezos Video. Kingdom has an anime too, but they use the real names the characters are based on. And I mean this in the most non-racist way possible, even though I'm saying this because I know it sounds like I'm being racist, but I'm really not trying to be racist. It's just the way I'm gonna come out that's gonna make it sound racist. But you could interpret it as being racist, but it's really not racist. It just sounds racist, but it's not. But you're gonna have to trust all the names sound the same. But studios are definitely seeing Villain Saga and how there's a market to validate it. It's a show that's kinda out there for anime. Historical animes were never a meta. They will be dumb not to consider making an anime out of Berserk. And then by extension, that'll make studios more open to making other weird or popular seinen. Jagan especially. And I'm not trying to vouch for it because it's my favorite recent manga. That's only partially why. But a series like Jagan will really flourish in the new anime market. The Bleaches or Narutos aren't going to be irrelevant, but they're going to be second class in anime in terms of meta. The only new show I know, with remnants of an older era, is Eden Zero. So that's good for the 4 people who watch it. I mean, technically they will be third class, I guess. Cause somewhere in those 5 years, anime like I've somehow gotten stronger when I've improved my farm-related skills, turned into its own trend. Episode 6 of Bleach, with the head captain versus Yuha, that itself might be my personal favorite fight of the year. Easily. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I don't think I felt that way about Bleach since like Soul Society. You can kinda see the new era already flooding in. In the next half year to a year, Tower of God, Isekai, Undead Luck, Isekai, don't know what the fuck that says, but I can tell it's a Isekai. Hell's Paradise, One Punch. I don't know who the fuck co-signed this shit. The only Isekai you should watch. You get the idea. So, look forward to it. Or don't. Bitch. Wait, is this thing working? Hello. Yeah. My fault for the ear rape. But this is just gonna be a rant. Let's talk about, I don't know, life, the video. I played Elden Ring for the background. I got pretty close to killing what's his name? The first boss. For somebody who hasn't played Elden Ring in like since like right before the summer. I did pretty good. That was like my 5th try. So I'm pretty proud of that. I wanted to talk about the video because this video took way more time for me to do than basically any other video I've ever done. I put way more time into editing, scripting, or maybe not editing, into the scripting, the audio. Actually, yes, editing, because the intro was really the main thing that made me take so long for this video. Because I mean, you guys wouldn't really realize it, because I really had videos up that were planned or scheduled to post on a certain day, but this took me over a month to do the whole thing, and at least 1 month was for the intro, because it wasn't hard. I mean, I was learning how to do 3D stuff, but that wasn't really the hard part. The hard part was the fact that it took long, like really fucking long, for it to render, because the software I have the free version of it, and they gatekeep some parts of it, and I made it harder for me to render it because I can't use my GPU. So I couldn't scroll through the timeline to preview what I was doing. So I had to like render it to see what I was doing for certain parts, and then I had to adjust it like that. But it took me like half an hour to render like 5 seconds, so that was like altogether it was like a minute or something like that. So you can see how it adds up. But I'm pretty proud of the video though. I'm trying to experiment with the audio designing, because before this video and my last video with the Me and the Devil Blues, which you should read or watch. You should watch the video too, but it's a good book or a good manga. My videos were kind of shitposty, I'm not gonna lie, cause it's not like I didn't put any effort into my other videos, but I was uploading pretty often. You can't like put a lot of effort into constant uploads. But I was just making videos out of whatever I thought of at the moment, and not all of those video ideas were good ones. And so I plan to let's see. My fucking throat is dry, so sorry, but I plan to be more thorough with my videos, or basically take more time with them, because I got way more satisfaction making this video than any other video I've ever made, easily. And I don't know how long it will take though. It could be months, a week, 2 weeks. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna make next. It depends on what I want to make and how I make it. I might make a whole fucking mini movie as an intro. Who knows? But what else do I want to talk about? Oh yeah, the game awards. I put a post up about what you guys thought who would win the game of the year between Elden Ring and God of War. Personally, I think it's Elden Ring, but I think I might like God of War more, even though I never played it. I've seen a playthrough. I don't have a PlayStation, so I couldn't play it, but I played Elden Ring, and I really like both of them. But the story for God of War, I like it a lot. The whole mythologies. I'm really into mythology. But I think Elden Ring is still gonna win because it's just more popular. It had way more time to build up a fan base. Yeah. I'm not gonna talk that much more because my throat is fucking fucked. So, thanks for watching this rant shit. It's just like an update about the channel, about life. So, I appreciate you if you. And sorry. I know I appreciate you if you watched all this. You watched through all this me ranting. So yeah, you got the good ending. You see, if you just cut it off at this point, I would just call you a bitch and then you left the video. But I appreciate you. So thanks and peace.